Hey there. I recently got a package in the mail from a friend of mine. We have a deal where he finds these eclectic, interesting videotapes that he wants. He sends them to me. I transfer them to DVD for him. And the payment for this process is he buys me more VHS tapes. Yes, more VHS tapes. And so I got the payment package today, and I thought I'd share some of these new tapes that are going into my collection. So they are all over the place. What I love about his choices is I'm never able to anticipate. So this first one here is a Gary Busey film called Bullseye. I have never heard of this film, but I'm especially excited because it is an RCA Columbia Red Border tape. And my goal someday in life is to have every one of these, the entire catalog of RCA Columbia. So that was a good start when I opened the box. But the other thing I love are CBS Fox tapes. And this is one I just never knew existed. Charlie Barnett's Terms of Enrollment? I know it's a play on Terms of Endearment, but I have no idea what this is about. I mean, I'm curious to know, is it sort of like Rodney Dangerfield and Back to School? Is that what's going on here? We'll find out. So that was interesting. He also really likes any type of music tape. In fact, a lot of the tapes that he's buying, the purpose is that the soundtracks are unavailable or they were only on the VHS or whatever, And so this is one right here. This is just a Rolling Stones concert. Does it even say? Yeah, 1981. So this says, let's spend the night together. But this is just a concert footage from like when they were really making a comeback in a big way, Rolling Stones on MTV and all that. This is interesting. Speaking of comebacks, we've seen a lot of Michael Keaton lately. See, here's one of his movies. This is the first Michael Keaton, not the last, as I dug through the box here, but The Squeeze. I've never seen this one. I think this is during the days when he was still considered a stand-up. It might have been one of his first. Getting back into music, though, how about a Belinda Carlisle concert? Now, I love the Go-Go's, and I don't know as much of her solo stuff. I mean, Heaven is a Place on Earth, of course, we know that, right? But it's just very cool to see this Belinda tape. I'm excited about that. How about a little animation? Daffy Duck's movie, Fantastic Island. Not Fantasy Island. We don't want to get sued here. But I do like this era of the Warner Brothers tapes. Just a real solid release here. But yeah, I don't know what the story is behind this, if it's fully animated, if it's one of those ones where they drop in various old cartoons into the mix, and then they have like a wraparound story. We'll find out. Hopefully it's a full animated production. All right, now we're getting into some other random stuff. This one here, Big Mama 2, Big Bad Mama, my bad. So there's Big Bad Mama and then Big Bad Mama 2. So I do know, I believe these were Roger Corman productions. That's what I'm curious to see here is that, yeah, Concord Pictures Corporation. So, yeah, so that was a sequel to, old time. It's kind of like you take Bonnie and Clyde, but with a mother and her beautiful daughters, if I remember the premise. I haven't seen the movies. I've just heard about them. Here's another one of those in the line of just like summertime nonsense movies, which is Party Camp. Party Camp? Oh, what's going to go on here? All we know is lots of bikini babes, I think. But this is actually, the back of it is written like a letter that somebody's writing you from Party Camp. But yeah, that's pretty funny. So that'll be interesting. Here's one that I've heard of a lot. Scenes from a Class Struggle in Beverly Hills. The reason being, I'm often searching for Troop Beverly Hills merchandise or unique copies of the VHS, of which I have many. So this comes up, also Down and Out in Beverly Hills and The Taking of Beverly Hills and all these other movies. So that's an interesting one. Here it looks like a sexy thriller, The Hit List. Don't know about this one. What's this? Oh, wait, it was a new release at one time. Speaking of which, that is something I really enjoy about these tapes that he gets a lot of times, is they are previous rentals. They'll have the stickers. They'll have the actual sticker for the store itself that it came from. But this is interesting because it's Jeff Fahey, who I know best from The Lawnmower Man, and Yancey Butler, who I know best from the TV show Witchblade, based on the comic book. So that was an interesting one. Here's another movie. It says it's a comedy. Surf the movie. Now, this box is in kind of rough shape, so I don't know much about Surf. Even it says Surf 2 on like an attached label, so somebody really... either this was a rental, and it looks like, because it's got that sticker, that rented a lot. And so it got beat up pretty bad, but this is interesting. The main thing being, it has the music of Oingo Boingo, Stray Cats, Thomas Dolby. I mean, so that's kind of interesting. Must have been just one of those. Let's get all the movie or all the music for this movie from some studio, that has access to that. A lot of Vestron videotapes. Vestron, did a lot of releases. I think their biggest was Dirty Dancing, but here's another one, Street Walking. So again, there's all these like just bizarre movies that I'm sure were big rentals or cable features that I've never seen. But this is another Roger Corman, it says. And it says Julie Newmar stars in this. I don't think she's the streetwalker, but I guess we'll find out. All right, more music. How about Bananarama? Oh, Bananarama. It's a Cruel Summer. Is that on here? It's number one. You better believe it. So this looks like a collection of their music videos, and there's quite a lot here. So I didn't know they had a song called Mr. Sleaze. That sounds interesting. Here's another music tape. Yep, Timbuk 3. What was their big song? Let's see if it's on here. Yeah, Future's So Bright I Gotta Wear Shades. That's what I thought, right? For Real Genius. And I think a couple other movies it got used in. But either way, that's pretty fun to get a collection of... I mean, that was the MTV generation. They're just like, yes, I can wait for it to play. Or if I want to watch it all the time, I got a ton of 80s and 90s music video tapes. Because that was just all the rage. Now, here's an interesting one. Slaves of New York. Again, such eclectic taste. This is Slaves of Art, Slaves of Love. I don't know who's in this, but it's an RCA Columbia, which I'm excited about. It's adapted from a best-selling story, collection of stories called Slaves of New York, but Bernadette Peters is the main star, so interesting. Here's another one. Night Angel. Says an ancient evil has awakened and lust is her life force. All right, I don't know who's in this one. Anybody? I'm sure it did not matter based on the subject matter, but this definitely feels like it was straight to video, maybe on cable if they got lucky enough to sell it. But here's a guy we know was on network TV, Paul Reiser. So this is interesting. Out on a Whim. I'm assuming this is a stand-up special, but it looks like there's some other stuff going on here. So maybe he has like a few... Yeah, what is this saying? Because it's talking about My Two Dads and everything here. Yeah, I'll be curious to know, because I don't know why they're showing this cast of characters on here, but that's wild. I did not know he got his own home video release. Here's one I was talking about Michael Keaton. Touch and Go? Touch and Go? We know Mr. Mom. What is Touch and Go? Michael Keaton is a rich all-star hockey player without a care in the world. Maria Conchita Alonso is a poor unemployed mother with troubles galore. What do they have in common? Her 11-year-old kid. Uh-oh. That's a classic 80s setup. That is going to be fun. Who knows about this movie? Touch and Go. All right. 50 Greatest Cartoons. I recently got like 2 volumes of a 6-hour tape of these public domain cartoons at a garage sale. So this is crazy to me how many of these tapes were being released at the time. But just so you know, how many of them had this high quality free 1-year replacement assurance? They wanted you to know that this was a high quality tape from Star Maker. But yeah, so I mean, we got Popeye on here, we got Felix the Cat, we got Three Stooges, Bugs Bunny, Casper, Raggedy Ann. Speaking of cartoons, I think I might already have this one, but these were ones that were packaged with action figures, I believe, just old episodes of the Filmation Masters of the Universe series. Very light tapes, because it's just a single episode, and they weren't, much more than 20 minutes long, so there's that. How about Joe Pesci in The Public Eye? Public Eye, this is one of those movies like after Home Alone, Joe Pesci could just make a million movies. I'm sure he's getting a million offers. I was just watching Jimmy Hollywood recently. So he made a lot of strange movies, 8 heads in a duffel bag, whatever else. So that's on there. Now, the last ones here are very fun. I was not expecting these because it's usually movies, usually music tapes. That's what my buddy sends me. But how about WCW, but not that WCW. This is WCW presents the best of women's championship wrestling. So it's standing for something different there. This is interesting because I know there was like the LPWA in like the late 80s and 90s, the Ladies Pro Wrestling Association. So I don't know if this is matches from them that WCW was releasing on home video or what, but that's just a real unique tape to find. Along with this one, okay? So this is the American Women's Wrestling Federation. Look, Glow was a big deal. It was getting, airplay all across the nation. I think people were trying to catch up on this. What I know about this particular one, though, I have seen footage from this, is Spice Williams is like kind of the mastermind behind it. She's a famous stunt woman. She was in like The Guyver is what I know her best from because she was actually acting. I know her from a guest spot where she played a lady wrestler on Mama's Family. So anyway, that's just a cool addition to the collection. But how about classic pro wrestling from the WWF? Yeah, WrestleMania 12 on VHS. Don't mind if I do. Look at that. Jake the Snake Roberts on the back there. We got the Ultimate Warrior. Diesel. Oh, wait. Is that, yeah, okay, I think that is Kevin Nash before fake Diesel, because it's Undertaker versus Diesel. Roddy Piper versus, this is the Backlot Brawl, the Hollywood Backlot Brawl with Goldust and Rowdy Piper, where one of them gets in a white Ford Bronco because everything with the O.J. Simpson trial was all the rage at the time. Now, what's fun about this is, look, it has bonus secret codes for the video games from Acclaim, which they did some wrestling games. I wonder if it's only the wrestling games or something more than that. So obviously you see the Ultimate Warrior there as well. It also says Tyco RC Maximum Heat. So that must have been an RC car. Tyco was trying to get some, publicity. They were sponsoring WrestleMania 12. I'm very excited to watch this. Yes, I have Peacock, and for right now I can watch all the WrestleManias, but who knows? Maybe this one's been edited since then, and I can watch the uncut version on video. So awesome to share this all with you. There will be another follow-up video because I want to share with you all the tapes that I'm transferring as well. So keep an eye out for that. But hey, thanks for watching. Check you later.